Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the major part number 260, door armor for deadbolt locks. That's what it looks like in the packaging. Let's pull it out. Let's take a look. So this is it's a shroud. It's a protector for a deadbolt. Let's take some dimensional properties and then we'll talk about why you might want it. Overall, well, one dimension, about 3.5. The other dimension, about 3.5. Overall projection from the face of the door, about 1.5 inches, maybe just shy on that. A couple of other dimensions to give. The ID .828. 2.828 is the ID. 2.828. So basically 2 13/16. Okay, so be mindful that whatever you're going to put in here has got to be smaller than 2 13/16. The thickness of the base appears to be about 0.12 inch, so 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Try to get an idea of the thickness of the balance. It's about 87 thousandths. This thickness here, and weighs about 0.67 pound. Let's switch to the screen view now and let's take a closer look at, let's just talk about why you might use this and why you're looking at it. We'll switch to the screen view after that. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Now, why might you want the major number 260? Well, this protective shroud made of steel in a powder-coated silver finish, which is through-bolted through the door, is going to allow you to better protect the deadbolt. Deadbolts are very strong, they're very durable, they range from, you know, a deadbolt that just has a metal escutcheon really around the cylinder with no metal insert, all the way up to quite heavy armored solid pieces of deadbolts that are extremely durable and resistant to brute force attacks. Any deadbolt, even the grade 1 heavy duty, as I'll show you in a few moments, is susceptible to a brute force attack. This is just going to assist in deterring a brute force attack because you can't really get to the vulnerable perimeter of the deadbolt. Even though they're all a conical sort of shape, they can still be beat in, and they sure can be. This will also help prevent getting a wrench around the head of the deadbolt assembly as well. Even though that will spin, the bottom line is it gets in the way of any sort of, you know, physical attack is the bottom line. It's going to include carriage bolts. These carriage bolts are going to go right through the door. It's going to look like that. There are 4 of them. They're going to include a nylon nut, a nylon insert nut that'll keep it in place. You might want to swap those out for an acorn nut if you wanted, and then a little washer. I believe this is all 1/4-20 is what that is. Okay, the length of that bolt is going to be intended for an 1 3/4 thick door. If your door is otherwise, no problem. Get yourself some different carriage bolts. So 1 3/4, that would work just fine. Now, that's why you would want this. You would install these in an application where someone has time to loiter around the door. If someone has time to spend at the door, if they're permitted unobserved time, like you know, an alley where you know there are no cameras, there's barely any street lamps, and someone can really work on an exterior door that will get them access. Yeah, you're going to want this hardware, and other hardware, in fact, other security hardware. This would be great around the deadbolt. Okay, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for me to really brute force attack the deadbolt. Let's switch to the screen view. Let's look at a use case, and let's look at some supporting documentation. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the item that we are indeed looking at. Let's take a look at the extended description information. Door armor designed to protect tubular deadbolt knob locks against pipe wrench and beating attacks. destructive means of bypass. A means of bypass that we classify as destructive. The base plate measures 3.5-inch square, will accommodate locks with rose diameters up to 2 11/16. Sure, that makes perfect sense. Guard projection is 1.5 inch, 4 carriage bolts included, exterior silver powder coat. Lock is not included. When you buy one, we'll ship you one. Let's take a look at the product brochure first. That will show you the 260 and its greater projection 250, which would be for a knob lock. Now, same concept of why you would use this to prevent a destructive attack. You could also consider this for a gate application where you don't want someone to easily reach in and rotate the knob on the inside. That's going to make it a lot more difficult. Imagine if this was the inside of this lock, the opposite side where there would be probably just a free egress knob reaching through the gate, city street, 3-flat building. You want to prevent someone from coming in. A shroud like this would certainly do that. Help do that. Okay. There's our cut sheet. Let's take a look at the images that we have posted down below as well. Clearly continuously welded around this base. Different perspectives on the door armor. Carriage bolt prep. The back side of the unit. Profile. Then all your fasteners or your carriage bolts. Okay, now, why do you need this? Well, here is a rather unassuming door. Happens to be a 4-foot 6-panel door, relatively unusual. You start to look here, and needless to say, this client called and said, I need a new door. Well, why? Well, that's why. That's a Schlage B600 series deadbolt that someone beat in. That is what you call destructive means of bypass. They definitely got that door open. They beat that deadbolt to the point where they were able to drive the latch bolt back. So that's why that's why a major 260 might be something you want to consider. It's a relatively inexpensive piece of hardware currently that will protect a $150 deadbolt. Okay, they just beat that. Looks pretty good for the beating it took. That's to be sure. But you know, with an 8-pound mini sledge, it's an unfair fight. So that's a use case as to why you might use that. Now, there is a link below this video as seen here to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the major products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. The full product catalog is 100-plus pages of security hardware from major manufacturing. Their material focuses around two primary types of material. Security hardware, to increase the security of an installation, is certainly one, and we're scrolling through that area of the catalog. Security strikes, locking bolts, things of that nature. But they also, their other product line, I should say, there's our 260, they also manufacture a comprehensive offering of lock set installation accessories, templates, jigs, guides is what they make. If you're installing locks and you need help drilling all of the holes in the door, Major very likely has the product that you need for that. Their system is very simple and straightforward. Once you've taken time to study it, it becomes easy to understand. And while you can certainly drill holes for a mortise lock from a paper template, if you're going to do it 10 times in a row, it very likely is going to be well worth the investment in a tool like this HIT 45 platform. It will give you the ability to center on the mortise pocket, create the mortise pocket prep, create all of the function holes, even the ability to cut that mortise pocket in the edge of the door itself. The HIT 45 is one of the primary platforms that they have, and I can speak to you at length about their tools. I'm familiar with them. I've mortised countless doors, wood, metal, you name it, and I understand how the hardware has to go together and can assist you with putting together a system for doing this sort of work. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So a really great quality piece of hardware that you're going to get from Major. They are a very simple, no-nonsense, straightforward type of outfit. If you understand what you need, great. Send the order, and we will get to them what you need if we don't have it in stock, and they will get it made up and shipped out. If you do not understand what you need, great. Reach out to us. We will assist you and make sure that you get exactly what you need, and do so in such a way that you're not buying stuff that really isn't the best confluence to solve the problem. And I'm really referring more so to the lock template installation aids. Their security hardware is pretty simple and straightforward, and the longer that we sell the Major line, the more of their different products that we end up selling. And, it's commercial in nature, public facing, where you've got the opportunity for vandalism, abuse, destructive bypass, just a level of volume on a door that's going to exceed the original engineering mandate of hardware is the bottom line. Their material goes a long way to extending the longevity of your piece of equipment. If you have any questions on the Major, this is their part number 260, door armor for Deadbolt, a Deadbolt shroud, or any other Major product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.